Hello and welcome back to Quays News. I'm Finley Gaynor.
And I'm Alfie Brumed. We are here to bring you today's news. On today's show, a running race takes place in Media City and we see how walking can improve your mental health.
Men can now compete in this year's artistic swimming at the Olympics, and we take a look at the weather coming to you this weekend. A 13-year-old girl has been charged with attempted murder after two teachers and a student were stabbed at a school on Wednesday.
The teenage girl, who cannot be named for legal reasons, has been charged with possession of a bladed article on school premise. The girl, who has been remanded in custody, is due to appear before Llanelli Magistrates Court today. Marathon fever has taken the nation by storm and running events are now more popular than ever. Salford's Media City, home of media giants like BBC and ITV, is the most recent location to get a dose of this sporting spirit.
The most recent event featured a 5k and 10k route around the iconic scenery. Tom Turner went down to the Quays to see what it was all about.
3, 2, 1, go!
Hundreds of runners have made their way to Media City in Salford for a race around the Broadcasting Centre.
2024 marks the 7th year the race has been run, where runners can choose between a 5k and 10k distance around the iconic and rainy scenery.
The event sold out weeks ago, with 800 runners battling it out for a much contested spot on the podium.
A really good race. Run through always put on a good event. It's a shame about the weather, but it cleared up just before the start, so really pleased.
I mean, I think it's so close to town. So many people walk around here. So many people live around here. If they walk past and see the race, see how nice it is, see how nice the atmosphere is, you just join in. And obviously, running is really good for your health. Like, what's not to love about it?
The route takes runners around much-loved sites of the media complex, including between the BBC and ITV buildings and past the iconic Imperial War Museum. The race's organisers are in good spirits about the competition.
It's been really good today. So we've had just over 800 runners today, which is massive. It's one of the biggest we've ever had, which is great. And then this is just the first one of a series, so we're doing it every single month until September now.
All participants will receive chip time results, photos and even a commemorative medal. But that's not enough for some.
I was ahead for most of it. That last bridge obviously told me to catch her.
Today's race marks the start of another year of events, with another 4 planned for over the summer months. This year's series of races are all run in support of breast cancer now.
All the run-through races have a charity of the year assigned to them, and they make so much money just off the fundraising, whether or not it's on the checkout and people donating just as and when they enter, or if they're choosing to fundraise for them.
For today, the race ends in triumph for those crossing the finish line, in need of much needed rest, a warm bath and a space cleared on the mantelpiece for their brand new medal.
Now, since the COVID-19 pandemic, reports of adults feeling alone has increased. It is estimated that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men will experience some form of depression in their lifetime.
Our reporter has spent a Sunday morning with Girls Who Walk Hull to see how they are tackling loneliness in the city of Hull. Georgina Bradley reports.
Girls Who Walk Hull is a social walking group that meet every Sunday, and this week they met here at the East Park Pavilion Cafe. They meet at 10:30 in the morning, ready to walk the 45-minute route around East Park at 11 a.m, while having a chat with the girls in the group. The group was founded by Jess and she led this week's walk.
I basically saw Manchester on TikTok and I got in contact with Ella and was like, is there one in Hull? There wasn't, and she put me in touch with another lady and we set it up from there. So at the minute we focus on East Park because it's easier for those girls that do attend at the moment, but I'd like to be able to hold walks across the city where multiple girls are able to go to.
Girls Who Walk is a social walking group that aims to tackle loneliness one step at a time. They meet in parks just like these, and it's a great way to socialise, meet new people and exercise the body and the mind. Girls Who Walk started in Manchester and has now spread to major cities across the UK. Girls Who Walk Hull is new and aims to have more girls and more walks planned by the end of the year. To find a group, simply head over to the Girls Who Walk Instagram page to find a group near you. It is a great way to start your Sunday.
For me, I live on my own, so it's been a godsend to kind of come out and meet new girls, and we're starting to do social events and things like that, so it's been a really good way of meeting new people.
Even though it's a really small thing that I've done, and it's sort of helped girls get out and meet new people and new friends, and I'd like to think that that's good.
With the increasing amount of people seeking support for mental health, Girls Who Walk Hull is the perfect place to come and have a lovely chat with friendly faces while getting some fresh air. You can either come on your own or with some girls you already know, or even with your fairy friend. Georgina Bradley, Hull and Salford.
It has been an action-packed week in the Premier League, with Everton beating rivals Liverpool 2-0 in the Merseyside derby on Wednesday.
Liverpool's title hopes are now in doubt after long-term manager Jurgen Klopp's final Merseyside derby ended in defeat.
In darts, Lou Little moved 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League table after a 6-2 win over former world champion Rob Cross last night.
The event, which took place at Liverpool's M&S Bank Arena, saw Littler beat both Gerwyn Price and Nathan Aspinall before successfully defeating Cross to achieve his third nightly win of the tournament. Now, did you know that artistic swimming will now be open to men at the Olympics? This historic change is set to take place at the upcoming Paris Olympics, marking a significant shift in the sport's long-standing tradition.
Abigail Homeward went to Rightnell to find out more about the inclusion of male swimmers and the impact it's expected to have on the sport.
Artistic swimming, formerly known as synchronised swimming, has been a woman-only event at the Olympics since its debut in 1984. In a recent announcement, the International Olympic Committee revealed that men will now be able to compete in the sport this year in Paris. Male artistic swimmers have been pushing for inclusion in the Olympics for years, and their hard work has finally paid off.
With artistic swimming being open to men, I think it's a really positive thing. It's more inclusive, whereas forever it's just been rather about women being able to compete.
I'm the only boy in my team, but there's another boy older than me and then another boy younger than me.
Aaron is a 4-time national champion and the first ever male soloist in the 12 and under category to compete at the national age groups. In our interview, Aaron shares his journey so far to becoming a champion and his advice for aspiring young athletes.
Don't really think about your being the only boy, just think just try and work. If you enjoy it, then just keep on doing it, because it doesn't matter if you're the only boy in your club, because you're still working for what you want. From nationals this year, they pick 5 swimmers to join the GB development squad, and I got chosen to do that. So my goal is to get into the team next year, the proper GB team from trials.
The inclusion of men is also expected to attract a more diverse audience to the sport. It will be interesting to see how the male swimmers bring their own unique style and flair.
I saw the duets and they were amazing, the lifts were amazing, they did. Being able to get that kind of next level of going is impressive, definitely.
With the Paris Olympics a few months away, it's exciting to see what the future holds for artistic swimming and the athletes who will be competing in this historic event. Abigail Homewood, Salford Now.
The Co-op Live, Manchester's newest music arena and Europe's biggest Music First arena, has been forced to postpone its debut gigs for the second time. The shows, meant to be headlined by Peter Kay, were initially postponed on the Monday after the venue was beset by technical issues.
Today, the comedian announced over Twitter that the gigs had been rescheduled further, saying, "My apologies once again, but unfortunately the Co-op Live still isn't ready and so, as yet, remains untested for a large-scale audience."
The news comes among information that Gary Roden, general manager of the arena, resigned after comments made in which he accused independent music venues of being poorly run.
Well, it's been a bright and chilly day in Salford.
Yes, it has, but will the nice weather continue over the weekend? Here's Tintin with the forecast.
Good evening. It's been chilly of late, hasn't it? Some parts have not gotten over 8 degrees. For the rest of this evening, there could be a little late brightness to enjoy if you are outside at all, but it is going to get quite cold with a touch of frost. Rural spots getting down to -2 or even a little lower, so gardeners beware. But that should mean sunshine for most tomorrow morning. Now those cold nights will remain for another couple of days, a light breeze causing a frost to form. But then the low pressure starts to develop over the weekend, and depending on how far west that ends up coming will determine how much rain we see. But it will start to draw in some milder southerly air from Western Europe. Tomorrow we will have a day of sunny spells and scattered showers. Sunrise is at 5:44 and sunset at 8:34 in the evening. Into Sunday, the further west you are, another day of sunny spells and showers. Temperatures again stubbornly between 9 and 13 degrees, 52 in Fahrenheit. But next week, those temperatures will climb, though not as hot as Paris.
Thank you, Tintin. Or should I say, merci. We're here with the Louvre behind us in sunny Paris. It is 16 degrees, just a slight bit warmer than Salford. This is what it's all about, a great experience, a great bit of education in, and, well, lovely weather. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, that's all from us at Quays News. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.